So, Heitor, you notice new here. You uh, old student, so I don't need to explain about Talk and Talk for you. You already know, and we know each other. So I think not as necessary to introduce yourself again. I don't know if you prefer to practice it.
No, I agree with you. I think we can move on to the questions.
Okay, so let's start with the second one. What is the most important thing on your day? Why have you chosen it?
That's fun because I had chosen what I did nowadays. I think I was chosen when I start to study for entering the IT market. I didn't know that I had a lot of options. I think just exist the developer. And I start to learn about and start to practice and develop some things. And I had a sister-in-law, I think it's that prima, sister-in-law, then was a tech recruiter and they shared some opportunities on LinkedIn about develop. And I sent her a message asking if you have something related with an intern or a junior. I'm studying, I really want to enter in this market. And she sent me a message about a enter program. It's a program that they teach you how to work, but you are still employed. You will have your papers and receive a salary. And when they opened this program was for a QA, and I never heard about what a QA and I subscribed. And I did the test was about logic faking. And actually, I was one of the best of the test. So was very weird because when I make my interview, the manager asked you, tell me about more what you know about QA. And I say, I never heard about QA. I didn't even know that it exists in this kind of, I just want entering the market. So he said to me, okay, he was very honest with me. I like it, but you have to study a lot because another guys already have a base for that. I say, okay, it's not a problem for me. And it was very interesting because I had to study a lot to understand what QA did and understand there was another positions for IT was very interesting. And I think that's way then I start on my career.
Mm, interesting. I I will answer as you about my starting career. My husband is a data science and worked with that for 14 years. Um, and I just watched this routine in startup world. And I was an industry guy, I need to up early and go to put my card in the machine and start to work sometimes 10 hours and go back to house and lost a lot of time to in the way. It's a bad routine and I don't like this anymore. And he convinced me to try to think about to make some research and see some course to introduce. Not as necessary go back to the universe. You can make some courses and develop yourself. And I talk with some people who studied in the school who I studied too, and I like the process, the how they constructed the civil. So I like this and start to try. So I spent 1 year study about The course have the title of full stack, but we doesn't go deep in the develop things. We go to the front end, back end, and a little bit in data science, but it's that one. And I don't feel comfortable to work with all these things, but they started, and I feel amazing when I watch what I did, because 1 year ago I mm, I never ever have tried use the black screen, the terminal, and now I can do a lot of things. It's crazy. It's so quickly learn these things. But the question here is, you can answer me. What is the most important thing in your day? When you woke up and you start your day, what is the motivation to get this day, and what is the most important thing for you to continue
Oh,
getting these days?
I'm sorry. I read about it. I don't know. I probably I make another question in my mind. So why you have choose your career? I don't know why I think like that.
It's because what we are talking about it, about interview, I think, before.
Yeah, maybe yes.
Their mind.
The most
But I'm
important.
glad for no. I really enjoy this question.
Thanks God you are not YouTube. So the most important thing on my day, I think, is update with my tasks on Jira because we always have a lot of meetings talk about that. If you're read, you move your task on that. And if you don't, why you have some problems to do your task. So of course we have a lot of important things to do, but nowadays I think working as agile, I think Jira is the most important thing in the program development. I don't know why, but I always start my day looking at Jira's tasks if they are already updated.
Yeah, so your routine is motivated for moving tasks in the Jira.
Yeah, about Jira. Jira is almost my manager.
Yeah, and you work all day solo? Is this you and your tasks and the go away, or you have more people to discuss, to share, to make pair? I don't know.
Yeah, usually when I take a task to do, I will talk with the dev to know about what he's expect about that and how he developed something. And when we discuss about that and we have all informations about the task, I start to do by myself. Nowadays, it's very different. When I start, we stay in a meeting all day. Even when you start your tasks, you are doing and talk about that. Nowadays, I just pick the question and start to do. I don't have to stay like talking with another QA or my manager. I just pick, do, and move the task. I think I have more free time when I do that.
I know. I got it. And for me, in my work routine, we have a DM on the start of the day. And in this meeting, we share if we will have some impediment, or if we have some problem of, or if some tests are not in doing great, we share our state of the situation of the tasks. But my company not is focused in Jira tasks, it's important to control the producer, but it's more focused the big view, and the solve the little problems who takes a big ones when you don't look in that frequently. So we have the tasks opened and need to take them and take this evolution on the sprint. But if some problem um, go back to you, you need to look that first and continues your programming worker after that, after concludes that. And this works in that way because my squad is voted to member. Member is our client. So if I don't look for my client's problem, something's wrong. I need to solve this first and took my attention in that person before my regular work, because this regular work don't were released yet, so you can solve after.
Yeah, I got it.
And something like that. So, and these tasks not stay in the Jira and sometimes take all my day.
I think Jira is make our day easier. But as I said, sometimes you make some paranoid about that because, oh, I forgot to move on the task. And I have daily every day. And when I start, and you see your task, then you already did, but you didn't move on, you say, oh my God, I forgot to move on that. And when I ask about that, I already finished. And why you don't move on your task? I completely forgot. Sorry.
Yeah, here I think we don't stay all together, look for the broad to check if you move or not. You just discuss and it's okay. But it is nice when you make that, because we have some graphics to control or developer her and the tests is great to look that. And I am the ancient guy, so I look that and oh my God, I need move on. I need move the test today because I will go back to the graphic. It is it's crazy. I am a little anxious with that.
I have
And
the same problem.
yeah. I think it's common. It's most common than we think. Um, And in the work scenario, are you organized type of person? How do you do that? Jira is first two.
Yeah, it's one too, but I think I try to be a organized person, do one task each time. I try to not take more than one task, start and finish this task. I heard something about it's time to start to finish and finish it to only start. It's something in relation with that. You have to start a task and finish. And after that, you take another task and not take a lot of tasks at the same moment and maybe finish one, don't finish two, and finish another one. I try to do that. Okay, if I have a three tasks, okay, I took one, I start to work in that. And if I have some problems, I send a message for our Scrum Master and say, no, I have a problem here. I need some help. I will start another quest, but I didn't finish that yet because I had a problem. So I start another, and if I'm not finished that two tasks, I think, oh, we have a problem. I have two tasks, then I start and I don't finish because we have a lot of problems. I don't know, maybe with our environment. And we discussed about that and make some calls to discuss, okay, move on to not the third one or stay calm, wait until we try to solve these problems. I try to be more organized because when I start, I don't know, I try to book another tasks to finish fast because I have to show my work, and it's not the right way to show your work. Maybe you went crazy, you getting crazy because I start a lot of thinking I have to finish. Oh my God, no, just take one, finish, start another one. I try to be like that.
Yeah. I I usually do the same as you told us. But I have some difficult to stop in the middle, you know. Oh my God. Because when I need to come back to this task, oh my, I need more time to remember what I was doing and what is the reason to do that and what is the goal here. And so to help me in that, I use the comments in the Jira and make some history here, you know. So I put in that, I start to do that and have problem with that. I start to making that way and some person told me not is the correct way to do. So I need to help to I need to get help with some other develop. And this guy told me this not to work very well. So I need to help. I need to solve this problem first and make a new task to solve this problem. So I need to make this history to for help me to come back to the task. No, and I
Yeah,
realized that in the bad way because I think I passed that 2 or 3 times. I read 2 or 3 times, and the two first I don't make the history, and when I come back, oh my God, what is what I was doing and what is the problem here? And you know, it's difficult to come back and continues your work if you don't put all your observations in there. So now I have this method. I put all my opinions in that, all my observations, and ask for the other involved person put their ideas in there because you stay everything in the same place, you know. And
yeah.
when I come back, I can just read and stay ready to go lead you with the task.
It's a common problem. When you start something and move on to another thing, get back to these tasks and remember what you did and how your thoughts was working about that. You have to, I don't know, wait some time to think, okay. And sometimes you read your code and ask, why did I do that? I didn't remember. And you have to start again. You waste some time with that. It's very difficult.
Yeah,
I have the
sometimes.
same problem.
And sometimes we discover a bad code in the middle of the process, you know.
You have to start
God,
again.
what? Ay, ay. So it sounds like the guy who was talking with us in the video, you know.
Yeah,
Sometimes is the faster solution, but not is the good one, and not is the faster way um, to go to your goal, to get your goal. And very nice. And do you like to try make the question?
yeah,
We stay in the 5. No, the 4.
okay. Do you know someone who is very organized? Why do you think this person is organized? Um, Maybe the Scrum Master is the person is more organized because they have to check a lot of things about Jira and meetings and tasks and some problems. I usually think about Scrum Masters like an organized person. Maybe they have a lot of post-it in wall describing what they have to do. and because I don't know, I get crazy if I have to think about, oh, I have a meeting, I have this problem, I have this another solution, I have this another meeting. So it's a lot of things to realize in your day. In my opinion, I think Scrum Master is the best example of organized person.
Yes, and I agree with you. I don't have a school master in my squad, but I think they need to get that because they don't lead with one task. No, they need to organize and make easier, not easier, but accessible our job. So um, they need to assess us to get our information to do our job. And sometimes they need to stay in a lot of meetings and so some things for us and get some access and get more information to pass for us. And sometimes they lead with more than one squad. So one squad is talk about this subject and this other for another subject, and they need to control the meetings and the tasks and talk about these both subjects and stay already in the both, and this is crazy. They need to expend a lot of energy to stay updated with a lot of subjects of the company, and they I think not is the Scrum Master anymore. I are mentioned here, but the PM
Yeah,
needs to do a lot of these things and stay in the control of because they in this stage they are the word of the company, because
yeah,
this is why the company needs and the control all this the person who stay here work together. It's
that's
crazy.
right.
But I think they need a lot of organized profile to work with that. But in my experience, they don't have so much. Sometimes sometimes the thing is exploding.
Yeah, it's normal, unfortunately.
Because they have a lot of things to manage. It's difficult.
Yeah,
I never can do better, but I you know, but I think it's this the organized type is great, but they need to feel free sometimes to get out of the routine organization, and this can lost something.
yeah.
The 5-1. Do you make some to-do list? How does it help you? Go first.
I'm not usually to do some to-do list for my work, but I do to-do list for my studies. I try to plan. I planned my next year. I didn't follow right now because I took vacation last month, so I don't know. I plan to study a lot, but I just travel and stay work in my house. So I spend a lot of time doing that, in that, but I try to focus, for example, 1 year, how I want to be my career, stay grow up. Like, for example, in 1 year, I want to know more about JavaScript, and I already did some course about that and understand and start to develop something because I want to move on my career for like metaverse, NFT. I think it's gonna be a wonderful market in some years, maybe 5. So I have some times to study about, understand, but sometimes it's very difficult to follow your plan. And I plan to study English for 1 year. and start JavaScript. And I don't know, I did a do list, but just for my studies, not for my work. And my work, I just follow the Jira tasks. So I think works for me, but I realized then when you took vacation, you completely forgot about your plan. I don't know, maybe mess up with my head, stay at home with nothing to do.
Yeah, it's great take a rest too. Yeah, sometimes necessary to open our minds and relax a little bit. And about the Jira, I think Jira is a to-do list, it's a list of tasks and you can get one and move this to done or not, you know, in progress or done. So I think I use this to-do list, but we have a routine in my company to make a documentation for all things we get to do. So not not because I work as a software developer, so I need to make some construction to how thing I will do, and I make some documentation for that, and prioritize some tasks and make some like a to-do list on the way I will get my goal, So I in fact I need to do that because it's part of my work do that and document this because this documentation mm, after ended all the job are concluded, I will put that in the official documentation, is annexed to that. So I need to do that every time I will start some progress in some repository and some service. So I need to do what is the new service I will construct here, and what is the proposal, and what it works in the black side and the real side. So I
Yeah,
need to to explain and how I will construct that, how the data site, what the bank is armazenate, I don't know, storage that,
yeah.
and how the user will consume that. So I need to documentate everything. And this, in fact, is my first task in the Jira. Every time the Jira is my first task is constructed my documentation. So yes, I have the to-do list, and in this in this first task, I allocate the other task and the list. So I will make this thing and put the Jira task in that in this thing because the Jira get the history of the construction in the process of the building the things and the documentation of the plan to do things. So it's a lot of things to documentation.
A lot of things to think about. It's
Yes.
I
And the,
hate to do documentation. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, but it's necessary.
Yeah,
But
it's very necessary.
yeah, maybe if you are a front-end developer, maybe you don't need explain something a lot of things because the most part is visual. So you just put some pictures there, and
Yeah,
this is
that's right.
my request. Okay, put there. Okay, this
But
is
when you talk about the back end, is almost impossible. Don't have documentation.
yeah, yeah. This is my work, and I stay in the middle. I provide for the front end developer, and I need to organize the bank and make easier for the data science can use this data. So it's the middle. And okay, um, go ahead and make the sixth one, I think.
Okay. Are you in a hurry to deliver things, tasks? What's your motivation to do that? Well, my motivation is the bills don't stop to arrive at my house. If they do that, probably I'm not hurry to deliver some tasks. Uh, it's very fun because I don't have much pressure nowadays on my job. We are very stable to decide and how to do that. And if you don't have time to finish this, it's just to explain why you don't have, because sometimes you have some environment problems, or and they are very, my manager are very understanding about that. They know we are we finish almost our tests, but sometimes we have some problems. And I think that's why the reason then I'm not hurt to deliver. I know if I have some problem, I can talk with my manager, explain to that, then I have a problem, and maybe do a extra time to finish that. Sometimes I had to work on weekends, but it wasn't a problem because sometimes I had to go out or I had some things to do, and they never concerned about that. So I'm not hurt about delivery, but I'm concerned to deliver in time, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, it's a great difference.
Yeah,
But so it's nice to think about that. They consider it your personal problems too. So if you need to have some time to do something, oh, I will get this when I come back because I need to do another thing. This is important for me now. So please. Yeah.
yeah, that's right. We don't have a lot of pressure. A few weeks ago, I was sick and I lost the daily because I say to the product manager, I'm sorry, I'm sick and I have to go to bed because I didn't sleep well. And he said, okay, go get better. Just
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's important in our jobs stay great because your mind need to work fast,
Yeah,
and if you are sick it's difficult to stay completely um engaged with this cause, so maybe you lost some important and you do a bad job, and this not is the good way, not is the faster in the future, not is. So it's important to this personal view,
that's right.
and I I don't have this pressure too. I have the I don't know, the people in my company um expect for me the ownership to do the job in the time I programming to do, so maybe if I take the test, I take this one, but I will expend 2 days to do that. Okay, after 2 days, yay, test. It's okay. What is the problem? You need some help? This happened. But if I take the test, in the middle of that, I signalize, or we have some problem here, and maybe not is the correct time to do that. I will need more time and I signalize that, it's okay. It's totally um, understandable. So not is a big deal, But I need signalize and I need the ownership to do that, to take the responsibility for the task, It's something like that. Not is the I don't need to be early, but I need to be responsible for that. And realize maybe most people depends of that, so it's just to think if it is the better way, is the best moment to take the test or not. Maybe it's that.
I know,
And
I feel you.
yeah,
Yeah,
it
because
sometimes
sometimes
it just
another persons depend of your work. You develop something, then it's gonna be used for another squad. So they are waiting because you said I will finish in 2 days. They planning start a new thing in 2 days, and you get late with your task. They get late with the task. So it's work like a machine. If some pieces broken and the entire machine broken, I
yeah.
realize that.
Yes, and sometimes we need the occurrence, I think is the correct term to talk about that, to realize the different and I don't know, how can I say provisório? Temporary, yeah.
Yeah.
The temporary solution for the problem. For example, I work in the backend, so if I can't end it, my task, but my task is a road for the front end user to get some information. Okay, I don't end that, but I know my script, so I just write something for they mock. So mock something, try this and make your test with the mock, and in plus 2 days, I send you the correct way to do that.
Yeah.
It's not is a big deal. It's easier to do that as just a temporary solution, and this works and works very well. So not is a big deal, not necessary to be angry with your colleague because this delay. So we ended in the sixth one. I
Yeah.
will, yes, because it's 9 a.m. You don't have
Yeah.
me today?
Yeah, I have a daily in 5 minutes actually.
Yeah, so I just will put here the survey for you.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's hard to be anonymous in the survey.
It's hard to what?
It's hard to be anonymous because
Today,
I'm
that's
the
possible.
only.
But put there your suggestion about the recovery meeting about things are you asking? We asking for. It's great. They know you like to do that. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay, Julia.
see you, Vitor, and a nice talk.
Yeah, okay, I see you. Have a good day.
Bye bye. Good day for you
Bye
too.
bye.